Well, we are less than an hour away from kickoff in the World Cup final as that man, Lionel Messi, looks to, as we presume, bow out of international football, lifting that World Cup trophy. I hope you are all well. We're here for a quick starting lineup and preview for the game that kicks off, as I said, in just under an hour's time. Of course, it's the biggest game of the World Cup. It's the biggest game, arguably, some people say, in international football in the 4-year period. And it's come down to, would you say, probably the two best teams in the competition? You probably say they both deserve to be where they are. It's quite difficult to call, to be honest, because Argentina have played well, don't get me wrong, but at times they have been a little bit dodgy. Messi's had to bail them out a few times, but they have really shown their class towards the back end of this competition. And of course, France, they've come into it. A few people wrote them off with injuries to Benzema and players like that, but they've came and they've just looked really, really good. And despite personally in the England game, us having the better of it, they still got through, and that's what winners do. They win. So you can't doubt France for getting where they are. They didn't fall to the banana skin of Morocco in the semi-final. So fair play to them. And of course, with Croatia failing to beat Argentina to get to the final. Croatia did finish in that third spot after winning the playoff yesterday, with Morocco making history, finishing fourth. But it's all about this game, and it's all about Mbappe versus Messi. I'm really torn on what's going to happen in this game. I'm going to get onto the starting lineups in just a second to dissect them in a bit more detail. Lawrence is in. I hope you are well. Hello, everyone from Lexington, Kentucky. France look too strong, says Lawrence. 2-1 France. Fair enough. Keep voting on the old poll. Who's going to lift that World Cup? We're currently 75% to France. There's lots of confidence for France in the chat this afternoon. So the starting lineups then, I am going to start off with the France one. It reads: Lloris in goal, Koundé, Varane, Upamecano, Hernandez, Tchouaméni and Rabiot as the midfield two. Dembele, Griezmann, Mbappe and Giroud. Well, you can't doubt the amount of quality you've got in there. And one thing I really did want to touch on is that sort of midfield two there. Rabiot, I think, has been excellent in this competition so far, and Tchouaméni changed the game against England in that quarterfinal. That goal came along the run of play, if we're being honest, and it was a good goal out of nowhere. And that really set up France to go and beat us in that game, because it put us on the back foot 1-0 down and we had to go search. And yes, we got it back to 1-1, but then they went, of course, and got that second goal. So Tchouaméni, and he's been a very, very good player all tournament, one of the best young midfielders in the world. Of course, we know another one of them all too well at West Ham, but at the end of the day, they've got a very good midfield there. Of course, their attack is well, it's not unrivaled, but it's flipping good, isn't it? Giroud turns up in World Cups time after time, just scores goals. Of course, Mbappe, we all know the threat that he holds there, and the other players they've got there as well. If you look at it again, you've got Griezmann there, who's been a real standout in this competition. Whether he's been playing out wide or in the number 10, he's been a really effective player. Maybe not scoring all the goals, but he's been creating goals for fun. And certainly Griezmann is another man to watch. Their defence, I think, can be got at. To be honest with you, Varane back in there's a massive boost for France, but I do think that defence is gettable at. To be honest, I think that's the weakest area of their side. By no means do I think it's weak, but it's definitely the weakest side to their lineup. Let's take some of your comments. Up the Argentina, I say. Argentina 3, France 2, says Shocky. I like it. Yeah. We just want some goals, want a good game to finish off what's been a very, very good tournament. If you put everything to the side and you just watch the football, I think this tournament's been very enjoyable, very excitable, and plenty of fairy tales in there, of course, with the likes of Morocco and Saudi Arabia beating Argentina, who are now in the final. When at one stage Argentina going out of the competition, and at one stage as well we had that crazy 5 minutes, if I remember, in the Spain and Germany group, where both Spain and Germany were going out at one stage in Japan, and the other team, I forgot who they were, were going through. It's been a crazy old tournament, and it's been enjoyable for me as well. You know, there was of course a lot of doubters going into it. I wasn't at all what's the word, bothered about it going into it, but it sort of grew on me as the tournament's gone on. I hope you're well, Sharky. Mandy says the best bet is for whoever is opposite Mbappe to get sent off. Indeed. Let's have a look at that Argentinian lineup then. So it reads in goal: Emi Martinez, Molina, Romero, Otamendi, and Tagliafico. Di Maria, De Paul, Fernandez, and McAllister, and then up top you've got Messi and Alvarez. And again, you can't doubt the class in there. You know, Emi Martinez has done well. That's a good, solid defence. You've got two very good centre halves there in Romero and Otamendi, in my opinion. De Paul and Fernandez have done really, really well. Di Maria's back into the side after a couple of games out, so it'll be interesting to see how he does, stepping up for this World Cup final. And then McAllister, who's been one of the standouts, surprising standouts so far in the competition for Argentina. He's been excellent. He's scored a couple of goals. He's made things happen, and he's been a real spark for Argentina in this competition. And of course, I mean, you don't really need to talk about Messi. We all know what he brings to the table alongside Alvarez, of course, the Man City striker who scored a good few goals in there as well. So both sides absolutely packed with the quality, and it's just down to who turns up the better on the day. Bonjour. 3 p.m. kickoff it is. So what we are 49 minutes away from kickoff as I go at Allez les Bleus. So Wally wants the French to win. Hope you are well, Wally. But yeah, overall, you've got two very, very good lineups, and you've got two very good teams. You can't deny that at all. They've got some very, very good players in there. It's just whoever turns up on the day. I mean, some changes from that lineup. So Di Maria starts. Martinez is on the bench for Argentina. Of course, he's played in that sort of back three of centre half alongside Romero and Otamendi. But they've gone for they've packed the midfield more than the defence today, which is a bold move in a final for Argentina. And Varane is fit to start after illness, so that leaves Ibrahima Konate going down to the bench. So Varane accompanies Upamecano alongside him as his centre back partner. So it's interesting, you know, both sides you could say have strengthened in the areas there. You know, Di Maria's come back in. I'm not quite sure why he was put on the bench, but he had sort of the quarterfinal and semi-final on the bench, I believe. So he's back in, and Martinez back to the bench, which means they've gone a little bit more attacking. They've packed that midfield a bit more. You know, they've sort of done a swap for Di Maria coming in and Martinez going on the bench for another attacking player in there. Maybe they felt they were being just a little bit apprehensive so far in the competition and wanted to go for it a bit more, try and catch France out. I'm unsure, but you know, we'll have to wait and see. I think obviously in every game, and especially in a World Cup final, the first goal is massive. But to be honest, you see the first goal is massive. Who knows what's going to happen? It's such a difficult game to predict, where both sides on their day could produce an absolute show. But then again, you know, if one side aren't on it, the other side could batter them. Anything could happen in this game, and that's the beauty of a World Cup final. So it is now a one-off game. There's nothing to go for it. There's no 3 points. You've got to go for it. You know, if you're 1-0 down with 20 minutes to go, chuck on what you like. There's no goal difference involved. It's a World Cup final. There's so many different elements of everything you've got to take into consideration. You know, if we're heading for a draw, maybe in extra time you've got to make a strategic penalty shootout substitution, maybe for a keeper or maybe for somebody who you know is better at penalties. There's so much more to take in a World Cup final, and that's the sort of beauty of it. And I mean, the beauty of it is none of us have a clue what's going to happen. We can predict. You know, we can predict either way, but I'm really unsure. I really, really am, because it's two, I'd say, pretty even sides on their day. They've both got their star danger men in Mbappe and Messi, and of course all of the other players in the side. Let's not discount them whatsoever, but you've got the mainstays there of Mbappe and Messi, and it might come down to who turns up out of them, who scores out of Mbappe and Messi, you know, and I'm sure Cristiano Ronaldo will be eating his croissants and baguettes in the next 45 minutes or so, getting ready for this, because I'm sure he will want France to win. He won't want to see Messi lift that World Cup for sure. But will the fairy tale happen? Put that in the live chat and comment section down below as well. Will Messi lift that World Cup in quite possibly or quite probably his last World Cup? Of course, he's had 26 appearances in World Cups over the years. I think I read a little bit earlier on there, most anybody has had ever. And could he finish that 26th off by lifting that World Cup. Of course, over here, there's many people rooting for France, mainly West Ham fans, because of the fact that Lionel Scaloni is the manager for Argentina. But yeah, I'm going to predict it's going to go all the way. I am going to predict it going all the way. I'm going to go 1-1 after extra time. And I'm going to go Argentina to win it on penalties, with just Messi scoring the winning penalty. I know it's out there, it's different, but I don't want to predict a win in 90 minutes because I really don't know what is going to happen. So yeah, I'm going to go all the way to penalties. Do you think it will go to penalties? Who knows? Who knows? Let's take some more of your comments. Bonjour, Richard A. and Lawrence. Indeed, very good, Wally. Very good. Luke, hope you are well. Lawrence says, I would like to see an exciting offensive performance between both teams. Exactly. Maybe that's what Argentina are sort of focusing on there by not starting Martinez as the third centre-half in there. Maybe that's what maybe that's what they're doing there. So who knows? Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. Where's Hatch? Apologies, we're not doing a watch on. So the Hatch as well. It's not here, is it? I mean, there's a bit of a gap here if you want to call it a hatch, but sorry, Luke. Sorry. Nice prediction. Yeah, get your predictions into the chat. I'm feeling a penalty shootout. I cannot lie to you, but we will have to wait and see. So yeah, my final thoughts is I'm just hoping for a good match, hoping for an exciting match, and hoping for some quality to come out for it, and the right team to win. Let's hope, maybe just a penalty shootout, just to top off what's been a very, very good overall, brilliant World Cup for me. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. I hope you have too, and our coverage here in West Ham on Official, I hope you've enjoyed it. Lawrence doesn't want penalties. Wally doesn't want penalties. I'll take a comfortable France win. Fair enough. So yeah, there we go. Hoping for a good game to top off this tournament. Who will win? I'm not so sure, but yeah, I'm just going to say Argentina are going to nick it, just for Messi. Yeah, thank you very much for watching. Where's the hatch for the pizza and your dad's, Chris? No, tell you what, we had like toad in the hole for lunch. It was lovely. We had a massive Yorkshire pudding, sausages, mash, gravy. It was the business, but not passed through the hatch, so it wasn't as good as it could have been. And yeah, there's nothing being passed up through, so I think I'm going to have to end it there. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure you go back and watch all of the West Ham videos we've started to do again. I've got myself up for doing West Ham videos again, so check out our new series, December Daily, keeping you up to date with all the West Ham news, updates and topics to discuss all the way through until Christmas Day. So yeah, thank you very much for watching from me. Come on, you Irons, whoever wins. I don't particularly mind. Make sure you follow me on Twitter at West Ham Official, as well as subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. Hit the like button, become a channel member, and as well check out our channel sponsors, SRM Cameras, and do it all. You know what to do. Thank you very much, and I'll catch you soon right here on West Ham Official. Thank you very much. Go and check out today's December Daily, very special Christmas show coming on Wednesday, so stay tuned for that. We'll see you soon, and bye-bye.